Hey everybody, happy 2018. I know this is going to be a great year for you. Today I just wanted to quickly talk about being a dad and going through divorce or being divorced. Whew, pretty intense to deal with this. And even if you don't have kids, this is applicable and useful. In what way? Well, it's really a learning moment for everybody and also a teaching moment for us two kids. And again, even if you don't have kids, if you imagine if you did, or someone, a nephew or somebody you wanted to influence, was watching you, I think that would raise your standard of how you address the situation. So if you're with the kids, do you badmouth the other parent even if they badmouth you, or do you withhold from that? I'd invite you to try to withhold, and you'll see what I'm talking about. We can talk about how it's wrong and it'll affect everything, but we're dealing with emotions here, and sometimes emotions have to be countered with emotions. So if we can have that stand of just withholding, you'll understand viscerally in your body what I'm talking about, how it can clear things and give you a better view of the situation, a broader view, and a way of growing above it. So kids watch and listen to everything we do, and we want to make sure our words match up with our actions. Okay, so if we're going into this teachable moment thing, we talk about how we can't always control things in our lives that don't go our way, or push the things we want to happen off kilter, off the tracks. Maybe it's a tryout for the baseball team and you have the flu, or it snowed and you couldn't make it, and for some reason they can't have another tryout, or in class something happens, or a friend something happens, or the other part where you do make it to the tryout and you don't make the team. Things don't always go our way, so how do we deal with them? It's very important your actions align with that. You can't talk about not bad mouthing or being resilient, and then you get a flat tire and you blow your stack and get all pissed off and everything. If you do that, at least bring it back to, hey, I was lost my temper there. I tell you not to do that, and I did it, and I just want to acknowledge that to you, whatever language you want to use. And then, of course, if you get into it with the ex, you want to talk about that, it seems to me. Okay, I'm not a therapist, but I am a person who has a beating heart and emotions, and I think I know kids pretty well, how they tick. I was one. But, so I think it's important to not treat them too much with kid gloves. You don't want to lay everything on the table, but you want to acknowledge, like, hey, mom and I got into it there. I'm sorry you had to see that, and I asked you to hold yourself to a higher standard. I should have done the same. Or, that can play out in a myriad of things. So before I babble on anymore, I just want to invite you to frame it as a teachable moment for the kids. Again, if you have them, or not, make them up. We all have imaginary friends, right? Make them up. Or actually think of your nephew or niece or a kid there, how you'd want to influence them. And the lesson is in the doing it. The lesson is in the, hey, how would this be a teachable moment for them and me? What's the value here? That's really the question we want to ask. Okay? Hope that's helpful. Hope everybody is well. And I'll talk to y'all soon.